Hi, everyone, and welcome back to another podcast episode. My name is Alicia Gogan, the host of the Globe Secrets podcast, where I help you expand your mind and become more self-aware so that you can glow up into the best version of yourself. Hello, how are we doing today? It is a sunny day, and I am happy, of course. If you're watching on YouTube, we got the nails done, okay? You know it's spring when the nails are done. We got 3 coats of OPI bubble bath with French white tips. Biogel nails, I feel like $1 million, okay? Today, though, I want to talk about letting go, trusting that the universe has your back, and I want to discuss some things that have helped me really detach and trust, and that really is, of course, talking about detachment, but also feminine energy and knowing your worth. So, last week's episode, I was talking about how one of the things that I want to let go of for this season of my life is this to-do energy, this goal-oriented masculine energy that I was residing in. This is not to let go of any goals. I'm not waking up every morning and saying, screw all of my goals, but I'm just no longer deciding to feel like life is so hard. Like every day I have to take care of myself, I have to do these things, I have to work on my mindset. I want it to be light. I want it to be fun. I want it to be just easy. I want life to be easy. And when you're sometimes in masculine energy, when you're in this to-do list energy, focusing on goals a lot, what tends to happen, and this is the reason why sometimes I like to fall back on hyper-focusing on goals, is your mind tends to go into a level of worry, a level of time urgency. So you start to think about when is it going to happen? How is it going to happen? When is the money going to come? When is my success going to come for my career? When is my specific person going to come back into my life? Or when am I going to meet my specific person? You really start to get in this energy of when. And I think when you are having those thoughts, that's when it's really time to let go and step back into or fall back into your feminine energy. And I was journaling the other day and journaling about how I trust the universe. I trust that the universe is going to bring me exactly what I need, what I want, what I desire. And I don't need to put in this unhealthy level of trying and worrying. That's not going to get me what I want. I already know that. And another thing I was writing is the universe is going to bring me all the things that I deserve in ways that I can't even imagine. So I'm not even going to waste my time trying to figure out when, how things are going to be moving. All I need to do is believe and trust that things are moving. There's movement. Even if I don't see it, there is movement. And it's so crazy. I'm not going to get into it. But this morning I woke up and there was clear evidence that there was movement in my life for something that I have been thinking about, but not in a place of really forcing and stressing about it. And I think that that's why I saw this movement very quickly, because when I have been really thinking about it, it's been from this place of relaxation. So maybe that's why I'm like very, I don't know, inspired to speak about this right now. But in general, I always love to come back to these affirmations of the universe is going to bring me things exactly the way I need to, and I don't need to figure out how or when or why. And that's really us moving back into that masculine energy. And although, yes, masculine energy is needed and we need to take action, we need to take inspired action, really, we need to do things in our lives, but we don't need to do it from a place of worry, right? When you're wondering when this money is going to come in, or when this person is going to come in, or what are they going to say, or how is it going to happen when all of these things are in my way, that's you stepping back out of your feminine energy. And I think this is the season for a lot of us where it's like, okay, I just want to relax for a second. I just want to breathe. So I want to talk about something that I've spoken about in one of my main channel videos like last year in regards to looking at yourself like a gem, and how this way of looking at yourself might be useful to help you step more into feminine energy, or for you to even understand it, and to allow you to really detach from the things that you are desiring in your life and you really want. Again, it's not about letting go of your goals, but there is a difference between you chasing versus you attracting. And feminine energy is this essence of you receiving and becoming a magnet and trusting that the universe, that God, that whatever is going to bring you what you deserve, right? So something that I think is a good reminder for all of you, and even for myself, is you need to start looking at yourself like a gem. And I remember when I had this as a title of one of my YouTube videos, and of course I was talking about this, and there's a few people who said, what is a gem? A gem is essentially like, you just look at yourself like a diamond. I'm just going to use gem, okay? So what is a gem in terms of how do people respond to a gem? A gem is very valuable. A gem is beautiful. People stop and stare at a gem or a diamond. It's also never changing its value. And we're talking, and listen, before you get in those little limiting belief mindset traps that you get into, and it's like, well, there's some people who can't afford it, but they get them anyways, or some people mistreat those gems or those diamonds, or some people bargain. No. We're talking about the gems that are in the stores that like there's no bargaining, there's no nothing. You got to get it for full price and it's taken care of, and that type of gem. Okay, we're gonna be talking about that type of gem. That type of gem never goes on sale. That type of gem doesn't negotiate her wants and desires and her needs, and I'm calling her a her because really we're just kind of looking at ourselves like a gem here. People also automatically know how to treat a gem, aka a diamond, or I know it's not aka, but whatever. Like, if you were to get a really expensive diamond ring, you would be taking care of that thing. You'd be getting insurance, you'd be getting it cleaned. Whenever you need to be getting it cleaned, you'd make sure that when you take it off, you know exactly where it's being put down. You know where to keep it. You would be just so consumed and just loving this gem, okay? And I want you to start looking at yourself like that, because when you look at yourself like that, you fall back into your feminine energy naturally. Because when you look at yourself like a gem and you remind yourself, does a gem chase? Does a gem try and convince these people over here to buy it? Does a gem go on sale? Does a gem negotiate her price? Does a gem not make people stop and stare? No, the gem doesn't do that, okay? So you can look at yourself as a gem in terms of your relationships, career, finances, friendships. So maybe I'll give you a quick little example. I mean, I kind of already said it, but let's say for relationships, a gem doesn't chase. A gem doesn't send a huge long paragraph explaining her worth. A gem doesn't worry about how her SP, special person, is going to make it back to her. He will find a way. Why? Because she's a gem. And a gem special person is going to fight for her, is going to apologize, is going to step up to the plate, is going to protect her, is going to always want to keep her safe, is going to value her. He's not going to ask you to negotiate your price. You're not doing that. So when you find yourself doing those things, or second guessing, or thinking about, maybe I should lower my price, is that what a gem would do? No. Let's think about a gem in terms of a career. A gem doesn't settle or second guess. A gem doesn't look at herself and her work ethic and the work that she does and her skills and says, I'm not good enough. A gem, maybe if she needs to, of course, she's refining her skills, but she has an inherent worth within herself, and she knows she is valuable. She knows she is worthy of standing in this position. Even if there's some people who don't want to give her that position yet, she is not giving up. This is not about her having to convince people of her worth, but it's also not, because I know some people will be like, well, you have to try in life to get where you want. Yes, but there's definitely a difference between you trying from this confident place of a knowing, the same way I did when it came to starting a podcast channel. I didn't get the views and the downloads the way that I do now. But when I started, I had confidence with myself. I believed in myself before anyone else believed in me. And that's going to be the same with you when it comes to a job, when it comes to you attracting people, even physically. I decide that I look good. My Instagram, I've decided that that photo looks good before anyone else decides to go and like that photo and tell me I look beautiful. I decide. That's what you need to do when it comes to your relationships, to whatever. Bring it back to relationships. No, I know that I'm a gem and that I should be protected and that I should be fought for and that I should be having this level of a readiness from somebody or X, Y, and Z. This is not about me being a narcissist. I have a lot of love to give. I treat people with respect. I know that I bring this essence of joyfulness and happiness to people's lives when I'm in them. So it's not about being a narcissist, but I know that I don't need to and I should not negotiate my worth. And quite frankly, when you walk through life and you're saying that you're a gem, especially to guys, right? Oh, I know my worth. I'm different than all the other girls. I know my worth. But then you are simultaneously accepting the bare minimum. This guy's looking at you like, really? Do you know your worth? Because it's almost like I really want to believe that you know your worth, you're this gem, but then you go and you accept the bare minimum from even me. That don't make sense. Trust me, I've seen it. I've even seen it in myself. Let's talk about finances. A gem knows that there's always people that have money and that will give her more than she even is worth. But there's a lot out there and that there's abundance. Okay? There are people in life that can afford a gem, that can afford a diamond, that can afford 10 million of them if they want. But you're moving through life maybe thinking, well, no one's gonna give me what I'm worth, or there's not enough to go around. No. A gem knows that there are people that will pay and be willing to pay full price. But if you don't have that belief, you'll be starting to accept the bare minimum, thinking that, okay, well, maybe this is all I can get. Or, settling for this goal over here or like this desire because it's like, oh, maybe it's too big. I'm asking for too much. Well, that comes from you thinking that there's not enough abundance to go around. Surround yourself by people who have it the way that you want. And this is something that I had to do, like really expand my mind, right? And I talk about this in my intro, expanding your mind. I expanded what was really possible for me starting at the age of 16 when I would go on Tumblr. I was looking at homes in Florida and I was seeing these lifestyles that I had never seen before. I expanded my view of life, my desires, to show that it's possible to live a life that was not the one that I had. I learned to be grateful for the life that I had. That was the thing that really helped me get out of it. But at the end of the day, like I surrounded myself with pictures, with visions, with people speaking words of affirmation or stories about how you can have it too. So be careful with who it is that you're surrounding yourself with and the things that you're feeding your mind, because that really is going to affect the way that you believe there's abundance or not, realistically. And the more you level up your life and you move around people who got it like that, or who are positive, or who have healthy relationships, you see, wow, it's actually very normalized. There's actually a lot of people who have a lot of money and who can pay this amount of money for a gem. Just go walk down Yorkville in Toronto and you'll see there's actually people who got money like that. And then of course you've been around a lot of people probably who haven't had money like that, or maybe you haven't had money like that, or you've been told this story of no. Listen, that is just a part of the reality that you've lived in, but that is not the entirety of the world. Okay, so go look into Surround yourself with people who have more than you even do. Show yourself it's possible. Even when it comes to friendships, a gem knows that she makes people feel amazing when they're around her. And I think this comes back to this not being a narcissist thing. Like, you bring value to people. You make people feel seen, love. You're sweet to people. You're kind to people. You listen to people, whatever it uniquely is for you. And that is what a gem is too, right? If you think about it, like, yes, people are spending money on a gem, and yes, people are wanting to protect it and learn how to care for it and this, that, but a gem brings a lot of good feeling to people. When you got this expensive gem, this diamond on your hand, do you not feel the best? I feel good and I don't even got it, okay? So just know that. So bringing it back to trusting the process, trusting that whatever it is that you're really calling in your life right now is going to come. It is going to require you to step into this feminine energy in a way in a lot of different circumstances. Like I've been saying with these examples, there's going to be a level of you know what? I'm not going to try and figure it out. I can't even figure it out. I don't even need to. All I need to do is trust that everything that I want in my life is coming to me. And what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to focus on myself. I'm going to look at myself like a gem. I am not going to accept the things around me who are reflecting otherwise, reflecting that I'm a damn rock on the freaking side of the road, okay? Sorry for the rocks. Sorry to the rocks, I should say. We love the rocks. Maybe you can think about yourself like, I don't know, upgrade to a crystal or something. But what do you do in order to look at yourself more like a gem? Obviously those mindset shifts, yes. And when you see yourself maybe negotiating or bargaining yourself and this, that, we're not doing that. We're not chasing. We're not doing that. What do? Well, the spotlight right now is on everything outside of you. And the spotlight needs to be back on you. So whether that's in your relationships or even let's say you're stressing about finances, you're stressing about career, these things, anytime you're stressing or you're worrying, it's like the spotlight is over here, like outside of you, looking at all the things that are going wrong. Okay? So let's lift that spotlight off all the things that are going wrong, and we're going to put the spotlight back on ourselves. What do we need to be the best gem that we've ever been, the highest valued gem? And that's going to look different for everyone, but it's quite simple, and it's things you already know what to do. You just probably been slipping maybe a little bit, or just not even realize, like not even enjoying the process. And this is kind of, again, what I was saying in my last episode, just self-care, taking care of yourself. Yes. But from this place of enjoyment, like hitting goals, not just because you have to do this and every day there's a new task, but hitting goals and taking care of yourself and doing self-care because you deserve it. You deserve to have an everything shower. You deserve to enjoy your movement. You deserve to go on your hot girl walk and listen to a podcast and wake up in the morning and be happy and have gratitude and journal, because that's what you want to you want to feel good. Let's drop this energy of not feeling good. If we bring it to the law of attraction, like attracts like. So in order for you really to attract the things that you want in your life, you have to be that thing. You have to feel love. You have to feel happiness. You have to feel all the things that you're really wanting outside of you. And that really just brings you into feminine energy, because that's what feminine energy is. Feminine energy is not chasing. You're not chasing things. You're not trying to convince people to see your worth. You're not trying to convince people on why you should have this thing. You stand in your worth, and you know that you are a gem, and you water yourself and you take care of yourself, and you trust and you know that the universe is going to reflect that back into your reality. Understand this. When you're changing your self-concept, you're changing your self-worth, you're changing the things that you're just looking at yourself like or doing in your life, there's going to be sometimes a little bit of a buffer period, which is where people really, really trip up, I would say. And I've done this before too. You wake up and you're like, okay, I'm going to start working on my self-worth. And yes, I'm a gem and I'm not going to chase. I don't need to chase, I do trust that this person might come back, or I do trust that X, Y, and Z. And yeah, I do know my worth. And yeah, there's a bunch of abundance to go around. And you spend a few days like focusing on that and you're feeling really good. And then you look outside in your reality, because this is what you're trained to do. Your mind is still focused dominantly more on everything that's going wrong. So you're going through your day and you're like, well, but my bank account still doesn't have the money, or he hasn't come back yet, or, oh my God, I haven't gotten that position. Da, 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 da. Understand that the universe is working in your favor. Give it time. Drop the time urgency. Drop it. You don't even know what the universe is doing. It's moving mountains for you. So anytime that I am really wanting something in my life and I want to like rein it back and be like, hey, let me drop into my feminine energy here. Let me focus on myself, nourish, enjoy the moment, treating myself like a gem. This is what I know that's who I am. And maybe I've been doing so much chasing and out here and this, that. Let me focus on me. I remind myself, especially when I maybe don't see the things that I really want in my external world, I remind myself, you know what? The universe is working in a way that I just cannot see right now. But it doesn't mean that it's not working. It's working in the background. Okay? The universe is not something that's just like knocks on your door every single day and it's like, hey, so this is what we're going to be doing today. And we have 5 steps and we're going to put this person here for you and that person there over there. And then they're going to have that conversation with you and you're going to go on this direction. And then you're going to talk to this person, which is going to get you there. They don't come to you 3D and be like, hey, this is the plan that we have for you. You have to trust that plan is happening in the background. And if you want to think about it in terms of being a gem or being somebody who knows her worth, you ain't got to work. And I mean this like not literally, yes, we work, but like you're doing too much. You're needing to know the whole plan, and you want to sit at the table with the big dogs, and you want to create this whole map, and you want to get down in the freaking oil rigs. I'm good. Let the men do it, or let the girls do it. I don't care, but that's not my job anymore. I don't want to do it. I'm not interested in doing it. I'm not interested in figuring out how. And at the end of the day, I know some of you guys aren't wanting to be like that in relationships. You don't want to be that with your careers. Like you don't want to be in this energy of you always figuring it out and you always having to have the answer and you always having to make things happen. We've been in the masculine energy for too long. It's not needed. And when I mean it's not needed, it is needed in a certain sense, yes. But in your sense, in my sense, let's just relax for a second, okay? Let's just trust that whatever it is that we are wanting to call into our lives, it is going to happen. Remove the time urgency, detach from the outcome. It is coming. It is on its way. What can you do in the meantime? And not in a way of, all right, well, I'm just going to occupy myself as I wait and stress about it coming. No, because you don't need to anyways. That's not how you're going to even sustain anything in your life. You want that relationship that you really want, where somebody is treating you correctly and protecting you and keeping you safe and loving you and pouring into you. You need to learn how to look at yourself like a gem before that even happens, because as soon as they come, and if you don't, then you're going to go right back into the working energy of trying to prove your worth and people please and do all these things. Work on the confidence right now. Pour into yourself. If you're not seeing the numbers in your bank account, if you're not seeing the job opportunities, or you're not seeing the grades yet, what do? Focus on what it is that you're here to do. Become that version of you. Become the YouTuber. Become the person who refines their skills. I feel like sometimes when we see things aren't happening in our lives, we just want to give up. We want to give up on our desires. We want to say, see, I'm a failure. I can't do it. No, it's not about that. It's either sometimes continue working and not stressing yourself out, but okay, I didn't get that job position right now. I'm going to continue to work at the job that I have right now. I'm going to, if I need to refine any skills, I can do that. That's totally fine. Or I'll just wait so I can see another opportunity come to me and I'll apply to that new job, or whatever the case is. Like, why are we stressing about it? It's going to happen. It's going to happen. And I understand that there's things in your life where you're so uncomfortable, you're so desperate to get out of, or even when it comes to relationships, right? You're so alone, you're sad, you're alone. Just understand it's coming and feel into the feeling of what it would feel like if you had everything that you wanted. Think back to a time where you were your most prime. Maybe you were in love, or maybe you had all the money that you wanted, or you just felt like things were really moving in that direction that you wanted. Embody that energy again. Get back to that place before these things externally even come into your life. That's what I've done a lot in my life, and I go through many seasons of that. And if you think back to the times right before the thing that you really wanted happened, most likely you were residing in some sort of that energy. I have found in my life when I start a new relationship, usually I tend to start relationships when I am detached from anyone or anything. I have a trusting and a knowing. I'm enjoying my life. This doesn't mean that my life is perfect or that I have the most confidence in myself or I feel like I'm like the most ready for a relationship. It's not even about that. But there's this essence of me genuinely just residing in my feminine energy. I'm not sitting here like stressing about a guy all day and is he texting me or this, that, not anything like that. And they always come when I'm in that energy. And it's not surprising because I'm in this energy of attracting. You don't have to be 100% perfect to get that job opportunity or get that huge raise or that person that might be the love of your life. You don't have to be perfect. I think sometimes we get so stressed out about, oh, okay, I have to be in this perfect energy to be able to attract. No. See, you're still trying. You're still back in your masculine energy when you're doing that. You're second guessing yourself. Stop second guessing yourself. Be you. What do you want to do during your days instead of worrying and trying and stressing so much? Be in the identity that you want to be in, whether that's you're in your fitness era or you're becoming a YouTuber or a content creator or you're working towards a new job in terms of you're learning the skills and you're just really inspired by the things that you're talking about, or, you're jumping on opportunities when they fall into your lap, whatever it is, working on your mindset, eating right, listening to everything. We've been talking about it, romanticizing your life, enjoying the process, slow down, stop rushing, and it's going to come. And that's really all I want to say, okay? Understand that the universe is working in ways you can't even imagine. So let's just drop it. If you find that you have been thinking about the how and the when and just stressing, remind yourself that you're a gem. And does a gem worry and wonder about how? No, she knows her perfect buyer will come at the perfect time with exactly anything, whatever she's asking for in terms of money or whatever, exactly what she wants and exactly what she deserves. And she's also going to be such a beautiful gem and bring this person amazing joy and love and everything in his life as well. I'm saying his because I'm kind of thinking about relationships right now, but you know what I mean, okay? So it's a mutual thing. It's great. We don't have to stress about that. But at the end of the day, you are a gem. Remind yourself of that. And how do you take care of a gem right now? Think about that. Pour into yourself, nourish yourself, and watch the universe work in ways that you can't even imagine. I hope you guys enjoyed this episode, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.